Classification-based value learning turns scalar Q-value regression into a classification problem. You discretize the return range into fixed bins and train with cross-entropy. The problem is you must pick the support interval, the range of possible returns, before training begins. Too narrow and target mass leaks outside, causing truncation bias. Too broad and each bin widens, weakening the learning signal through quantization bias. No single fixed interval suits every policy encountered during training. DySEL from the University of Tokyo makes the support interval learnable. It dynamically expands and contracts the endpoints during training, driven by a constrained min-max objective. The result, competitive or better performance than fixed support categorical critics on 11 DeepMind control suite tasks, replacing per-task interval tuning with a single scalar hyperparameter alpha. HL-Gauss encodes each Bellman target as a Gaussian smoothed categorical distribution over k fixed bins, spanning a predefined support interval. The decoded categorical mean estimates the Q-value. But the support must be set before training, and the true return range is non-stationary. Early exploration sees wild returns, a converged policy sees narrow returns. A fixed interval that covers early exploration is too wide for late training. A narrow interval tuned for converged performance truncates early targets. The paper proves that HL-Gauss upper bounds the MSE Bellman error by a term that depends on the support width. Minimizing that bound motivates making the support as tight as possible, but it must remain wide enough to cover all targets. This tension is the core problem DySEL solves. DySEL reformulates support learning as a constrained min-max game. Two components. First, a cross-entropy minimization step that expands the support to cover any target mass currently outside the interval. This is the max player. The adversary pushes the endpoints outward whenever target mass leaks. Second, a width penalty that contracts the support to tighten HL-Gauss error bound. This is the min player. The balance is controlled by a single scalar alpha. Both components are necessary. Remove the width penalty, and the support diverges to infinity because cross-entropy alone can trivially zero out by placing all targets in a single bin. Remove the mass constraint and the width penalty overpowers, making the interval too narrow to cover mid-training targets. On 11 DeepMind control suite tasks with 10 seeds and 3 million time steps, TD3 plus DySEL is generally competitive with or better than fixed support HL-Gauss. The clearest gains appear on the humanoid tasks: humanoid run, humanoid stand, and humanoid walk. The mechanism is that a dynamically learned narrower support gives finer per-bin granularity, letting the critic discern subtle return variations that the fixed broad support washes out. On finger turn hard and hopper stand, both HL-Gauss approaches underperform or match plain TD3, suggesting the cross-entropy objective itself is the bottleneck on tasks where the support converges almost immediately. The dominant hyperparameter is alpha, which balances the width penalty against cross-entropy. Across 11 tasks, 5 select alpha at 0.5, the widest initial support. 2 tasks pick 0.2, 2 pick 0.1, and 1 picks 0.3. Notably, 0.4 is in the searched grid, but no task selects it. 2 behavioral regimes emerge from the learned supports. Stable support tasks like finger turn hard and hopper converge to a near constant interval almost immediately. Expanding support tasks like cheetah run, fish swim, and the humanoid tasks gradually broaden the interval throughout training. An ablation proves both components are critical for stability. Remove the absolute width penalty and the algorithm diverges. The support endpoints grow without bound because cross-entropy trivially minimizes by expanding to cover everything in one wide bin. Remove the mass constraint and the width penalty overpowers, collapsing the interval too narrow to cover target distributions during mid-training on expanding support tasks like cheetah run. DySEL needs both the expansion mechanism to track non-stationary returns and the contraction mechanism to prevent degenerate widening. Neither alone is sufficient. Using DySEL's final support interval as a fixed reference for vanilla HL-Gauss yields mixed results. It helps on stable support tasks like finger turn hard and humanoid run, where the final interval is a good match for the whole training trajectory. But it hurts on expanding support tasks like fish swim and humanoid stand, where the final interval is too narrow for early exploration. A single fixed interval cannot adapt to both regimes. DySEL's advantage is that it removes the need to tune the support interval per task, replacing 11 interval pairs with one scalar alpha selection. 3 honest caveats. First, alpha is selected on the same seeds used to report results. The paper explicitly states this means per-task performance should be read as an optimistic upper bound estimate, not an unbiased one. A sensitivity analysis across the alpha grid is provided to let readers assess variation. Second, per-task IQM numbers come from figure 2 learning curves, which are axis readings, not table cells, making precise numerical claims harder to verify independently. Third, the method only addresses the categorical branch of distributional RL. The quantile regression alternative, like IQN and FQF, avoids supports entirely but suffers from quantile crossing. DySEL stays on the categorical branch. Don't fix your support interval, learn it. DySEL makes categorical critic endpoints dynamic via a constrained min-max game, replaces per-task tuning with a single scalar, and stays stable across both expanding and contracting return regimes. Subscribe for the next breakdown.